What is going on, everyone? It's Nick from Breaking the Clutch. You guys are having a fantastic day, and I hope the quality of this audio is better than in previous videos. I have connected my snowball microphone, so hopefully you guys can hear me more clearly. I know that's been some concern in the past, but moving forward, in this gameplay, we've actually got, this gameplay was actually provided by Take Some Notes. You might remember him from any of our BtC tournaments. Pretty sure at the lowest he's placed is 4th in all 3 of the tournaments, so Take Some Notes, fantastic player, and in this particular season and in this particular gameplay, he's 6th, I believe, 6th or 7th, something like that. And he ends up going against he ends up going against King of Reason or Savior. Now, this was streamed on his Twitch channel, and then he provided this gameplay for me. So if you want to check out his Twitch channel, it's going to be a pinned comment down below. He helps people improve their gameplays. He does coaching and stuff like that. So again, check him out. Fantastic. Content creator, and again, let him know we sent you. We always are looking for more ways to improve or help out the community. So this is one of those cases where you've got a fantastic content creator. Let's support him. So moving forward from there, and again, thank you real quick to Take Some Notes for providing this gameplay. He ends up going against Savior, like I said earlier. And one of the things that he wanted me to note before we jumped into the gameplay was that you know, why are they both going Jerome? Because in this gameplay, Savior and Take Some Notes, or Sam, is going. They're both going Jerome, even after the patch, right? And he stated both me and him went Jerome because we both still believe that Jerome is the best leader. The reason for this is that Jerome was top tier because of the rabbits, not because of the mantis. So we still do the same play style, but use our mantis more passively. And you'll see us throughout the gameplay. Instead of just dropping in the mantis in the middle of the map or in just a random spot, they'll use it to hit a certain target, damages them a little bit, stuff like that. But he continues to state, so the style just involves taking the map early game and suffocating your opponents of nodes and mini bases. And in 1v1s, I mean, that if you can pin a player down to 1 base, or even just 1 base and 1 expo, and just only 1 power node as opposed to 2 or 3, you're putting yourself in a position to win, and that's all you really can do in 1v1s. You don't have your teammates to help you. You really only have yourself to blame in these types of games. So if you're able to pin your opponent in such a way, then I mean, that's how you win these 1v1s, especially in top tier. There's not a lot of room for error, and you'll see right off the bat he picks up, I think, 2 mini bases, or he ends up pushing for the 2nd mini base. And he's going to triple pump rabbits out of his base, and then also he's going to get that hero unit out as quickly as possible. And one thing to note is that although Jerome was nerfed a bit with the mantis play, as stated prior, he's still viable. He's still a great leader. We joked around a little bit and said, you know, rest in peace, Jerome. But I mean, we were only saying that because he's just not as dominant, overly powered as he was in the previous few days before they patched them. So again, even though Jerome was nerfed just a tad, he's still viable. And to take a point that Sam made, he said that, you know, we use the mantis more passively, and you really have to, because if you think about the mantis and the nerfing they did to it, it went from 25 seconds to recall it into 75 seconds. So you can't just drop this thing into a game and then, you know, lose it and then run back towards your side for just 10 seconds or so, 10-15 seconds. You turn around and then you drop the mantis in again. It just doesn't work like that. So, and once you lose that mantis protection, your Jerome is extremely exposed, and you really just you're in a bad position right off the start. So you want to make sure that you're using that Jerome more passively. And you'll notice the first big engagement right here with the Jackrabbits. I think Take Some Notes, or Sam, has him outnumbered. I think he's got 2 or 3 extra on him in that engagement, and you'll notice he's got the triple pump moving. Only click 2 on that one, probably just an economy thing, but all it takes in that beginning of the game, you pick off 2 or 3 Jackrabbits and you just cripple the person. That's an entire cycle of Jackrabbits that they just lost in that play. Now, and you'll also notice that he's keeping his Jackrabbits aggressive. Right? You don't want to pull back. As soon as you take that advantage, you have to seize the moment. In certain situations, I can see why maybe, you know, you take the advantage and then you just back off, but there's no time to really waste. Oh, and that's why I didn't pick up the other rabbits. He's just called in for his Jerome, or just purchased his Jerome on his main base, and you'll see he's got the advantage. Push the base, right? And I see this with a lot of people, and I don't actually know if, I don't know which one's better. My personal preference is to hit the generator rather than try to hit the main. And there are certain situations where if you have building killers, sure, that's fine. Knock the main out as quickly as you possibly can. But for most games, like I don't know how many times I've seen someone push a base with full pop jackrabbits and they try to hit the main, and then the other person sweeps in with a bigger army, or even just a little bit more of an army, and stops the rush, and you don't get anything out of it because it just takes a heal to knock off or to heal that base again. You didn't do any damage, you didn't set them back, you didn't do anything like that. So I prefer to hit the supply pads and or specifically the generators and then the supply pads if possible. Also, obviously, hit the production buildings as quickly as possible as well. Just makes for the better game, or the better mid to late game. So again, Sam's now going to try to take the center power node. He's got, I think, his drones out and about now, and Savior is pushing far right with those jackrabbits, and this is one of the situations where I'm certain that if Sam lost a mini base, the game might be tilted back in favor of Savior. You really got to make sure that you keep your mini bases alive, especially if you're doing this jackrabbit rush, especially if you're doing a marine rush or anything like that. It's just it's all about production in the early game with these jackrabbits, and especially how much do you commit to that. So and you'll see Savior's. I'm actually not sure why Savior hasn't gone for either of them. Yeah, he hasn't gone for either of them, which is quite surprising. I personally would have gone for the expos. I mean, typically, and by the way, Sam's got him wrapped up here. He's if you can get that dodge. Okay, yeah. So. And oh, by the way, this is the first time I'm seeing this gameplay with you guys, so that's why I'm, extremely curious on what's happening. So, right there, I think that was a good dodge on Sam's part. He's kept his units alive, and then, I mean, Savior he got outnumbered on that play, and it was an overcommitment. So, what I was going to state before was, when you have someone who has 2 expos or two mini bases, you pick off the mini bases first. You take out the weak buildings. Again, like I said, mini bases take just a few seconds to kill if you have that many jackrabbits. Knock one down. He can only double pump now. Okay, on your side, pick up a mini base. You can triple pump now, and you can outmass him in that sense. Savior opted to try to go for the main for some reason. Not quite sure. Maybe he was feeling a little bit confident with that. Good Mantis drop in there, and I think that's going to be the salvo, which is going to do a little bit of damage there. And I think this game's pretty much wrapped up. I mean, just two really good engagements on Sam's side, one towards the middle of the map, and then one obviously at his base, and that should really wrap it up. I hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay. Let me know what you guys wanted to see, or what you would have hoped to see differently from maybe Savior's side or Sam's side. I thought Sam played it really well. He was able to. Again, like he pointed out in the email that he sent me with a bit of a synopsis, was you just choke out your opponent. He has no control over power nodes. His mini bases are limited. He can't really move it around the map. Sam's got him just outnumbered, and that goes back towards that triple base that he picked up, or this double mini base he picked up earlier. Again, I think if Savior goes around and picks one of those off, you got the game a little bit more even. Maybe it tilts back into his favor. And when he's pushing that side, or when you're pushing your opponent's side, if it's starting to look grim, put a turret up on your main immediately. So that way, when you start trailing back, you've got a turret that can shoot with you, and maybe it deters the opponent from pushing in. There's a few things that can be done. Of course, I'm watching a gameplay, so I have a little bit more time to think rather than in the game, because obviously, when you're playing the game, your thoughts go by much quicker. You don't necessarily have these clear thoughts where you can, you get a little bit of a overview and you can kind of pick and choose what you would like to see. So again, I think that pretty much wraps it up. All Notes has to do right now is keep triple pumping his jackrabbits, and I'd imagine Savior's just, his economy's gone at this point, and he's not really producing too many jackrabbits. So I think that's gonna do it today. Again, be sure to check out, take some notes. His Twitch username will be in a pinned comment down below. And again, thank you so much, Sam, for letting me snag this gameplay. If you have any, or this goes to the community, if you have any great gameplays that you want to see posted on this channel, feel free to shoot us a message on Discord. That link will be in the description down below. Just DM me and I'll give you some further instructions from there. I hope you guys have a fantastic Sunday, and if you like seeing this type of game where you've got 2 top 10 players, you know, that's not from my perspective or past perspective, let me know. I'm sure we can get a few more of these in every once in a while, and of course, whatever you guys prefer is what we will try to accommodate you all with. Again, thank you so much, and we'll see you guys next week. No, we'll see you guys tomorrow. What am I talking about? See you guys later.
No. Hey, Lamau.